No one ever really thinks about the things humanity does to preserve. From the beginning of time, humans have waged war in an effort to keep an invading army away from their homeland, risking it all to know they would have something to come home to worth fighting for. Whether it's defending the Rocky Mountain coastlines or the industrial might of a bustling city, freedom to live and travel amongst our great nation is paramount to those who fought and died to maintain it. So I suppose it is no surprise so many have become infatuated with the automobile. For the car enthusiast, it is the epitome of freedom, self-expression, and mobility. We all have our own story as to why we love our car. And this is mine. Now, what some of you just saw was a 2005 Chevy Silverado, one of 500,000 they made back in the day, driving around doing a normal, mundane daily task. But what the automotive enthusiast saw was a modified dual exhaust, surprisingly rust-free, good condition paint for a vehicle so old, and a clearly passionate owner taking care and diligence to make sure their vehicle is running for years to come. In recent years, social media has confused everyone what it means to be a car enthusiast. We see street takeovers, the flashiest wheels, highest horsepower cars, and all that stuff's great if it's what you're into. But what it comes down to at its roots is a person who is passionate about their vehicle, takes care of it, enjoys it, and is proud to show it off to those around them. It doesn't matter if you're driving around a 20-year-old 260,000 mile pickup like me or a brand new Porsche GT3 RS. If you share the passion for the automobile and what it is, appreciate the fine details of the design, the good, the bad, the ugly of that specific vehicle, that makes you a true car person. So it's with that we see the tradition continuing that our forefathers brought to us. The tradition to preserve. In modern times, we don't have the amount of wars we used to. Thankfully, there is not a draft, there's no Vietnam, there's no World War II, and many younger people and older people alike are looking for a sense of purpose. And the preservation of cars is as old as the car itself. They require oil changes, tire rotations, brake jobs, and then eventually they require repainting and engine replacements and all the things that wear out over time. Mother Time claims us all eventually. And with that, bred an industry, a passion, a hobby, a way of life for many Americans and people around the world. Understandably, it's hard for so many people to realize why you would wake up on a weekend, a day where you could be sitting around watching TV or going for a casual hike, and instead choose to lay underneath a car, sweating, bleeding, crying at times while you work on it. But it's all in the name of preservation. Some of us are trying to build a legacy. And for those few lucky ones, the Rockefellers, the Gates, the Bezos, the Musks of the world, their legacy will live on, good or bad, forever. But for the rest of us, there's only one way we can really build a legacy, and that is by using our own two hands to complete work. Whether that be constructing homes in your local neighborhood, whether it's landscaping, hardscaping, doing things that last for 10, 20, 30, 100 years to come. But there is one other way to achieve that, and that is through the restoration of the automobile. Whenever you see an old classic truck or car driving by, you look at it in awe. Even if you're not a car person, you tend to notice it. Why is that? Well, it's pretty simple. The reason you notice it is because there are so few on the road, and the ones that are on the road are so rare to see as a result. And what is that a testament to? That is a testament to preservation. Whether it be that it had a very easy life sitting in a climate controlled garage and only driven on the weekends, or whether it had a very hard life, but somebody took the time to fully disassemble, restore, and put it back together, one way or another, that vehicle made it 50, 60, 70 years into the future. So even though you may see an aging 20-year-old truck that I'm spending a ton of time and money on, which is true, what I see is a future classic. The way that you look at a 1960s pickup driving around today, hopefully one day you'll look at my pickup driving around in 40 or 50 more years. I never want to be the one to say to myself, wow, I never should have sold that truck. And that is a statement I've heard from too many people too many times. This journey all started for me back in early 2015 on a cold winter morning. I had been looking for trucks for a long time at that point, frustrated at the fact that my $10 an hour wage was unable to afford what I truly wanted. Although I finally found this Silverado, the one you see in this video today, at a used car lot in central New York. Much to my surprise, considering it was sitting in the middle of New York State in winter, it was very well preserved compared to many other 10-year-old 81,000 mile trucks of its era. I came to find out that it had spent the first parts of its life in Florida, which probably led to its preservation. Over the years, I did so much work to it, took the bed off, sandblasted the tail section of the frame and recoated it, many applications of crown undercoating to keep it preserved, interior work, exterior paint, basically a list that I can't even count. This truck has been pseudo restored over the last 10 years in order to make it look as good as it does today. Now you can run the numbers however you want, do the math and try to justify that it was all worth it, but I don't even care about any of that. The amount of knowledge I gained, the blood, sweat, and tears I shed, the things that I learned throughout this process are truly invaluable and are worth what I consider to be hundreds of thousands of dollars of value. So as you watch me here today, replacing a simple wheel bearing on this thing, after 260,000 good miles, with some ups and downs, all the places it's taken me, Wyoming, Utah, in 110 degree heat and negative 22 degree cold, all I can say is, so we start her up every morning, we shut her down every night. We maintain her well, she never gets out of our sight. On second thought, I do like to say that I'm mighty proud of that old Chevrolet. And you should be proud of whatever car you're passionate about too. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. God bless America, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.